All right, here we go, guys. Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Draglist Live, where we get to bench race with the world's top drag racers. And I do mean the world tonight because we're going to be talking to our friends from south of the border, the Cuadra family. And I'm really excited to have them on here. They hail from Mexico. They brought international flair and fierce competition to NHRA Pro Stock. They become known not only for their driving skill, but also their commitment to Mexican pride and family unity and bring that all here on the NHRA Tour in the most technical class we have. So before I bring them in, let's go to John really quick and then we'll get started. John, how are you?
We're doing great here, Bill, and howdy from Houston, everybody. Please join us on the live chat. I'll take notes and I'll pass your questions and comments along to Bill and the Quadra boys.
Thank you, John. And folks, click the like and the share, the little thumbs up down below on your browser to let your friends know that we have the Cuadra family here live. And to prove it, let's bring them in. Welcome, gentlemen, to the show. Oh my gosh, we had to go widescreen tonight.
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, well, let's get started. Let's go to your left to right. Tell us who you are. I know that we'll kind of cover it, and but say howdy. Tell the folks hello.
Hi, everybody. I'm Fernando Jr. I'm the oldest of the three.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the father, so I'm in the middle, a little bit behind, just watching my sons to perform.
Pushing them in support like you do all the time.
That's correct.
Yes. Hello, I'm Christian Cuadra. And
Hey,
this
Christian.
is David. Hi, I'm David. I'm the middle one.
They are twins by 5 minutes, okay?
Really?
By the way, so somebody that missed it last year, they born April 26th, same day me.
Uh-huh.
Identical by time, by hour, by day.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
And the funny part, when they told them twins, they say kind of a twins. No, they went to Customs Border Protection to be a pilot. And when they tested the finger, the middle fingers, it becomes the same. Identical.
Really?
Yes.
That's unreal. Oh man, guys, welcome so much. So I'm gonna walk through. So Fernando Sr., the patriarch and team owner, businessman, racer. You've been racing yourself, and now focuses on managing the team. And so glad to have you on. And Fernando Jr., well, here's what I know: cool demeanor, solid driving, often takes the role of the elder brother. Tell me if any of this is BS, because that's whatever. And then
No,
Christian,
that's exactly right. Yeah.
Christian, an aggressive driver, made history, the first Mexican-born driver to qualify #1 at the Gator Nationals, or at NHRA at all, but in Gainesville 23. Congrats. And he may have done better since, so we can talk about that. And David is youngest, but not by much, I guess, right?
Yeah. No, I'm the middle one, actually. I'm older than Christian by 4 minutes.
Wow. I had no idea. That's amazing. And of course, you do some running at Top Sportsman as well, which is amazing. And we love it all. So Petromark is that's the company you run, Fernando Sr., Chemical and Petroleum Industries. So really, really glad to have you guys on. But tell us, and I guess you guys tell us a little bit about you kind of work with Elite Motorsports. Is that a partnership of some sort, or do you just run their motors? How does that work?
So it's a technical partnership. So, I mean, before we used to do everything by ourselves, engine, program, setups, all the equipment is ours, and that still keeps the same. But we just now receive help tuning, chassis setups, and basically the clutch calls and everything by Elite, because we were kind of lost. I mean, we saw it in 2021 where we won the door slammers in Orlando, so we thought like, oh, finally we hit it. But we found out that it's not. I mean, it was a huge struggle because we were up and down, and we knew that we had the power to be always fighting for winnings. So that's when we decided that basically that's what we needed. And since then, they've been a lot of help for us.
Right. Oh, Royce Freeman, I've been watching him since the early 70s. That's pretty crazy. The sport has grown.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you guys are right there. The thing is about pro stock, right? I mean, everybody's got like a 47 to a 52, and that's the widest field you're going to see. And so it's really all about the driving and the tuning and the consistency.
Especially reaction times.
Yeah, and
If you're a little bit late, then you're done.
Yeah. So I know you guys ran Fords for a while. Did you transfer now with the Elite partnership?
So we're running GM motors, well, base motors because they don't have anything from GM. But yeah, right now, so my brothers are running Elite motors and I'm running Franca Iaconio. Well, some races it changes,
Right.
but that's how it's been. Yeah.
Do you have certain types of air density and elevation and things like that make one of those combinations better than the other, or you just kind of try which one works the best, do you think?
Actually, we try to do it like since we all own all of the engines, we have a total of 12 engines, 4 apiece. But depending on if we blew up or if they need to be freshened up, that's when we need to see what engine we're going to run. Because I mean, Frank is a one-man band, and to do the 12 engines it was really hard. So that's where Elite Performance comes. They help to maintain the engines.
Right.
And that's why sometimes I'm running, most of the time, Christian is always Frank Iaconio. Me, sometimes I'm running Franks, sometimes I'm running Elites. It's not no particular reason, it's just depending on how is the engine program doing with Frank.
Got it. I'm gonna say that's so you got, you got Frank Iaconio and you got Royce Freeman. You got the beginning of Pro Stock with your program here tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Yes.
Well, so tell us a little bit. I really want to talk about this. I'm so proud of having here, representing Mexico. And I guess you just fly the flag, right? And you speak Spanish sometimes on interviews. We've seen that. Tell us, how is that doing with this company or this country, right? Quite a few percentage of folks of certain Latino, right? So how are you being received by the fans out there? I think it's great.
They've been always very, very good with us. I mean, I don't think that the fans actually distinguish if they were Mexican. I mean, they know that we are Mexicans, but I think they don't care. What they are there for is for the sport and for that.
Yeah.
And they appreciate the effort that we're doing because, I mean, I don't know if everybody else knows, but we fly back and forth every single weekend. So if we have, for example, this weekend racing, we have to fly Thursdays.
Right.
And come back Sundays in the evening, depending how well we did. If not, Monday morning, go back to Mexico.
I know. Yeah, we had one where we tried to have you on a little earlier in the year, but you were like just right. You wouldn't have even been home until midnight of.
Yes. Yeah, that happens.
Do you guys have the trucks on the road with a number of employees driving them all around, and you guys fly as best you can?
Yeah. I mean, that's also the partnership that we did with Elite, where they actually handle the drivers. I mean, we own the trucks. They just give us support with the CDLs because, as you know, it's not like Mexicans, we cannot have CDL, so that's why we hire Americans that have CDL, and it makes it easier for everybody.
Also, a huge part of the partnership with Elite is that we get to keep all the cars, everything, the trucks, everything at their shop. So it gets maintained while we're not racing. So that's a huge help for us.
That's great. Is that in Oklahoma where Freeman's from? Is that?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's very good. So
we actually bought a shop 2 miles away from Elite. That's where we made a trade. He keeps our Pro Stock operation, and we keep some of his inventory to sell in order for him to be able to maintain all of the.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. How close is that? Is that about halfway home for you in Oklahoma there, or is it pretty close compared to wherever else you have to race?
So it's normally from our home. We live in center of Mexico. Guanajuato is right in the middle, in the belly of Mexico.
Wow.
So it's a 2-hour flight from our city to Dallas, and then another 1 hour and a half, depending on how fast you drive, to the shop.
I think they're starting to recognize you by your face at DFW, right? They know where you.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah. I mean, we already got 2 customs officers that they recognize us like we are the racing guys.
Yeah.
Because I mean, every time that we fly to the States, when we're flying commercial, we fly through Dallas.
Yeah. So,
I mean, it's a lot of times we cross border through Dallas.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, let me we have John checking out the chat line tonight for us. And John, let's check with them and see if anybody's out there and what they have to say. John?
Well, people are still showing up right now. Rich Panicaro in New Jersey says good evening to everybody. Now, our man Rob McCabe is with us. He said he's sharing the show live on his Facebook page.
Oh, cool.
And he mentioned that He said, I remember first seeing Fernando Sr. at Englishtown in 2004.
Wow.
Wow, a long time ago.
That's a good one. That you have a great memory. Thank you so much for remembering that part.
He's the guy now that does all of our stats on the drag racing list. So, we try to, we have 125,000 entries now, and everybody is in any pro or semi-pro or pro street, which I assume that was the class at the time, right? Yeah, so I'm glad Rob's with us. He's amazing, and thanks for broadcasting, Rob.
Yeah, Rob is all over the place, man. He's a very dynamic guy, and for him to remember that far back, what was that, 21 years ago?
Yeah.
That Fernando was racing in Englishtown. So yeah, man, he's quite a guy. We're lucky to have him with us.
All right. So thanks, John. Anybody else out there with a thought?
We're caught up for the moment.
All right. Well,
we usually have people from coast to coast all the way across the United States, but they don't always show up at showtime. They show up after we've been on the air for a few minutes or whatever,
Well,
so
we'll catch up. We got lots to talk about here. So
I want to tell you something interesting.
Say that again.
Back in the day when I was 2003, 2004, I started racing with many guys that start building engines. So everybody wants to prove the point that they get their power.
Yeah.
It was always belief that they were telling the truth, and it's not. They were R&D, but none of the engines that we leased back in the day didn't qualify. So Frank Iaconio put his hand in his heart and say, you know what? I'm gonna get you one of my engines, the third piece, not the number one, the third piece. If you do perfect everything, you will be number 15 or 16. Guess what? We qualify 11th engine. So we proved the point that we were very anxious, and he repeated the experience in Pomona and qualify again on the same spot. So Frank Iaconio, I told him when we got the incident and the issue that happens in my life, I told him I will back to you, and hopefully my sons pushed me in 2017 to come back. So we were on the conversations 2018 with KB, and they arranged everything to fly over there. And I got the license thanks to Rob Downey, which is a gentleman. He told me, I'm gonna get you the license, but you need to show me that you're capable to drive this. So that's how I returned thanks to these guys. And I told them, you will feel what I'm feeling right now. So, so they did it. Thank you.
That's fantastic.
Just extended comments.
Well, we love Frank Iaconio here. We, followed him for years. He's been on the show, chatting with him several years ago, and it's part of the continuum. I love that. He put his money where his mouth was, right? Well, that answers part of my next question. Like, sort of, how did you get started? What led you to loving motorsports? And I guess the guys got it from you, Fernando Sr. But what got you started in hot rodding?
Well, my father, he started racing in Mexico since 90s.
Okay.
So I was born in 95 and my brother's in 99, but we always, since we were little, we saw him racing in Mexico. I mean, we have pictures of us like little babies right at the racetrack. We always were watching him.
Right.
And then when he went to the United States, we also kept watching him. So we were like, oh, that's pretty cool. Then, of course, the tsunami happened and he quit racing at all. And since that to 2017, we didn't race anything at all. But in 2017, like, we convinced my father to start racing, or at least give us a shot to race here in Mexico, just to try us. I mean, we never ran junior dragster or anything. Like, of course, we hope that we have done it because it will make the learning curve way smaller than right now.
Sure.
I mean, in 2017, he gave us the opportunity to race here in Mexico. Yeah, I mean, we did pretty well. The second year we started racing, well, Christian won the Super Street Championship. I was runner-up, so it was a pretty good year. And since then, he started racing in the United States, Pro Stock again. And of course, he gave us we told him, if we could try to race in the United States, at least Top Sportman. I mean, because that's also a class that we love, Top Sportman.
Right.
So I tried one race, top sportman, and then an opportunity came to drive Pro Stock car. And I think it was in 2018 for like the last six events. I ran top Pro Stock with the help of KB back then,
Right.
in their engines, and it was kind of a weird scenario because I was the car and the trailer and the parts were ours, just the engine and the setups was KB's.
Right. Right.
So, and then it's
And then-
Christian's.
Yeah, and then I started racing Top Sportsman for one race also. And then my dad said, "You want to race Pro Stock in Denver?" So I said yes. And from then I started racing Pro Stock.
Back then with Nick Ferry. Nick Ferry was the
Engine builder.
engine builder back then. I mean,
Okay.
I was
great.
partner of Rachel Freeman.
We had a great relationship. I don't know if you know him. Nick Ferry was also.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What is this? How do you say his last name?
Nick
Fury?
Ferry.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm sure I have him. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
he helped to develop a lot of engine programs, Pro Stock wise. I mean,
Right.
the Cagnasis with elites at the early
Okay.
stage.
Well,
So
he's
so
right
we
there.
started racing with him. Well, Christian did
Yes.
because I was running KB engines and Christian was running Nick Ferry
Nick Ferry
engines
engines.
until the very last two races is when I stopped racing because like my father has always worked with us with budgets. Like, okay, you have 100 to spend it however you want to do it. So my budget,
Interesting.
my budget, I couldn't finish the season with KB, so I started racing with our engine program that we had with Nick Ferry. And
Right.
we did it with Nick for 1 year, 1.5 years, until we split ways. I mean, we went with Franca Iconio at the last part of 2020.
That's fascinating. I love that. So Fernando Sr., you're telling me, here, guys, here's your, you have to learn how to do this budget stuff. You can't just go blow all the money. And that makes so much sense. That's a great
They
teaching.
have to learn, any generation, even my sons or somebody, what is the value of the money, how to make money to pay the toys.
Right.
So that's a very, very easy to throw away and give the money, give me, but they don't know how to make the money. So NHRA make me one with not NHRA with the Fox Sports. They give me a video. I will send it to you. I want to send it later on. The video that they performed to me, and they need to learn why need to be done something. And they start pushing real heavy in mechanics. They went to Le Havasu to learn tuning and the principle how this thing works. What was the name of the guy? Le Havasu.
EFI University.
EFI University, they went to learn and also learn the transmissions. Not with KB, they actually learn all the full package with
Chase.
with Chase Freeman, which is they become brother of my sons.
Right.
They're so tight that like a brothers that they love each other. So he was teaching all the details, how to tune clutches, transmissions, and details. Not because they do transmissions up to date, they do their own transmissions.
Oh,
We
wow.
mechanics, but they do their own transmissions, and up
Rear
to
ends.
rear ends they do it. And 2 years ago they were doing their clutch. Fernando was
Wow.
working in their clutches.
Yeah, not anymore. Right now, it's like
No, right now, it's
we
three
always
cars.
we always keep like we like to not only drive, like we like to we know every single part of the race. Like we can do backup, clutch, engines, engine maintenance,
This year, what?
transmissions. So I mean, it's like we like to be involved, not only driving.
That's fantastic. Well, you
yeah.
know, people don't, and I feel like, and you know, I don't watch television for NHRA, so I mean, I see what I see here and what I read in the paper, but I mean, I don't know if they've had a chance to, you know, meet you well and understand, you know, what your family's all about. I mean, some people, if you don't know, may say, well, these guys and their dad has some money and they kind of drive Pro Stock, and if they didn't know that do these guys really know how to run these cars? Now they're learning right now, if they didn't know that already, that you guys can do everything on those cars. That's absolutely great. And I mean, again, to dad, what a great lesson to teach and to bring you guys up. But I mean, you guys lived it, right? Since you were little, you probably got those lessons your entire lives. And
yeah, and that's the same way that he runs. I mean, that he taught us how to run the business, not being straight to the CEO or any big important position in the company. That's the way that he told us, like, okay, if you wanna work in the company, the family business, you have to know every single part, even know how to clean the toilets or
Right. Yeah.
so because it's important at the end of the day.
Everybody did, I think that's missing a lot of times with young people. I did every, every job. I'm proud to do that job then. I don't have to now, but
Yes.
I respect that man or that woman right now,
Yeah.
because that used to be me. It was my mom, my dad. That's fantastic. Well, let's tell me a little bit about you guys as you qualified. What's the family rivalry like? Do you guys bust each other for who goes higher on the ladder? What about it, Christian?
Sometimes we like to race each other, but sometimes we know that we are good on the tree and we have good cars. So there are some times that we just want to go race the other guys because we know that we have a chance to make it far. But right now in this field, in the Pro Stock field, right now it's really hard to qualify good.
Right.
So even if I qualified, I don't know, top 5 and my brother top 16, we get happy because it's really tough right now. So
right.
Yeah, especially this year that, like, probably everybody knows that we've been struggling with the new fuel, at least that's what we think. So, I mean, it's been a real struggle. So every time that we get decent cars that, like, for example, always my two brothers are faster than me. Almost 95% of the times they will qualify faster than me. And right now it's very even between David and Christian in qualifying, but they are normally between 10 and 7 qualifier cars. Right. So it's pretty cool, but sometimes you always want to, if you're gonna race your brother, you want to do it not in the first round. You want to do it in semifinals or finals.
Yeah. We want it in the final and one semi, and then maybe
that will be the ideal scenario.
But, and then the worst lever in the sport for the other semi. That's what you want,
Yes. So I mean, we know that it's hard to always accomplish that. So every time that we have to race each other, it's that special. Like, yes, you know that if you win, you're gonna beat your brother. I mean, and that's a sad part because you're gonna end his day fast. But at the end, also it's the brother rivalry. It's like, oh, I'm gonna try to get as perfect as I can and try to beat you. If you can beat somebody on a whole shot, it's always like for every driver, it's more. Yeah. More pride or more proud.
So. Right. Well, what's been the deepest that each of you have been in eliminations? I know we've was the number 1 qualifier once. Have you hit the semis many times? I know.
Yeah, semis, finals.
We've been runner-ups, Christian and I.
Fantastic.
NHRA wise, because even for the Door Slammers in 2021, we won it. It was in the final actually. It was like a dream came true, right? It's Orlando is near to Disney, so that's why it happened. I mean, Christian and I go to the finals, and David top to the finals.
That's fantastic.
A final round win on Top Sportsman, and just 2 semis in Pro Stock.
Yeah, David started racing Pro Stock later because, as you know, he started
in
last year,
23.
Yeah, the last races of 23.
He started racing
Pro Stock and 24
and this
season.
No, that's fantastic. You guys are rocking and rolling. Well, let me do. I see John typing. Let's go to John and see if we've got some other folks from the chat to say hello. John, who's out there?
Yes, we're having fun on the chat board tonight. Kay Thurkelson in Salt Lake City is here with us, and Jack Red, I believe he's in Maryland.
Yeah.
He says, good evening. Kay said, we have a full house tonight, gents. She said, I love it. Thank you to the Cuadra boys for joining us this evening. She said, Fernando Sr., you kind sir made a difference in my life. It was an honor meeting you in Las Vegas. And Jack Red said, he's asking a question I was going to ask. He said, where are you guys located or are from? And Kay said, the jungle, from what I understand, Jack. She said, that's what Fernando Sr. told me.
Jack, that's why you should come on time, because we already talked about that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We're in central Mexico.
Nearby Mexico.
nearby Mexico City, like 3 hours away driving. It's called Leon, Guanajuato.
Mm-hmm.
It's a city in the mountains. We lead 6,000 feet altitude, not density, just like altitude wise.
Sea level.
Right.
Yeah, 6,000 above sea level.
Wow.
So yeah, we live in the mountains. It's a city that it's known for its most of the cowboy boots are done here in our city. So that's
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. Well, they mentioned the jungle. So, I mean, do you have like jaguars and pumas? And I mean, because
No, since it's a mountains, we only have like cats.
Bobcats.
Yeah, the wildcats.
got it.
But it's in the middle of nowhere, in comparison to many other city industries. But it's they call shoe capital, Guanajuato. Just to give you a number, 65% of the shoe production of the country happens here.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
all the Western boots that is made, all the upper brands that you have in the United States is
Right.
made in Leon.
Wow. Oh, fantastic. That's amazing. And 6,000 feet up.
Yes.
So when they talk about mile high,
Yeah.
it's laughing for us
Yeah.
because everybody feels like they are dying of need oxygen.
Yeah.
And here we live, there is 5,000 feet in the mile high, here is 6,000.
Yeah.
So it's a lot
Gotcha.
of fun.
Well, my wife's from Colorado, but even in the plains, where it's 3,000, you can feel it if you're not used to it. You walk around, you can definitely feel that. And of course, the engines get no oxygen, right?
No, the cars here, especially the NA cars, are really, really slow.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's how it goes. And we don't do Bandimere anymore, unfortunately. You guys that'd be the only trade. You'd be the only team on the sport that would get better air at Bandimere than you got at home. That's pretty.
yeah. We always love racing in Denver.
I mean,
it was always really, really nice to race in Denver because it's funny, like how much it changes everything, the setups, how they work. Like we have one of our mechanics in the first time that he went to Denver. He was almost fainting of lacking of air. So
yeah,
it's funny.
That was a beautiful track. Well, hopefully they'll build the new one here pretty soon.
Yeah,
a couple of years. John, anybody else with a thought?
Yes, while we were just talking here, Ford Purley showed up and he said, I love the Cuadras. He said, I worked in the tanning industry for 30 years. I did garment, leather, and upholstery leather.
Cool.
And he's a big fan, and so am I, man. You guys have absolutely the best boots I ever saw.
thank you.
Thank you.
Well, now I got to go find some. I mean, I'm due for some cowboy boots. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, John, and thanks everybody out there. We'll check back in about 10 minutes. Let us know if any questions or thoughts you have. So, I mean, what is what has been the toughest thing so far? I mean, are you all still on the tour racing? Do you anticipate racing through the end of the season? Is the budget going to support that through the countdown if you get in?
This year we did it more like a par season. I mean, not a full season because the company right now, I mean, the amount of work that we had to do, it was like extraordinary big, like because like the economics are changing day to day.
Right.
With the new regulations of the tariffs, so we had to do. It was very demanding this year for us. Like we had to be on top of the business to make sure that we had the deliveries on time, that we had all the customers happy, because at the end of the day, Pro Stock is our passion and we loved it, but it's not where we live. We were making money out of it. We actually spend our money in Pro Stock because, as you know, we are our own sponsors. So this year was a struggle, not only in performance but also in traveling, because like I told you, for us to travel from Thursday to Monday, I know Saturdays and Sundays are days off, but to miss Thursdays and Fridays and Mondays, that's 3 days. So it was we took the decision to rather be on the business than racing, because at the end of the day we don't work if we don't have enough orders or the customers happy. Then no Pro Stock at all. So we try to,
and especially right now that our factories are working even on Sundays, Saturdays and Sundays. So it didn't feel right for us to leave and go racing when all the people is working here at the company.
Right.
Like we decided to stay some races.
Yeah, we had to open 2 shifts, so it was like at the end of the day, it's different when you are on the like when everybody sees. It doesn't matter if you're like actually working on boots or anything. We always try to do something because we come Saturdays and Sundays.
Right.
I mean, we saw the difference of the people boosting the performance when they see us involved in the business rather than just traveling and traveling.
Well, that's great. Everybody wants to pitch in shoulder to shoulder, right? That's important to see. But that's great that they are there to support you when you are out. They must have amazing folks working there. But yeah, I understand. And I guess I totally forgot about, obviously the travel, the distance, taking the extra time off. I didn't think about the tariffs. That is something that did not enter my mind, but and I don't think it was, that's going to be a significant, I guess, right? I don't know if we even know what the final one is, because it seems like I never know what number they're going to settle on.
Yeah, no, I mean, we always we do everything here in Mexico, so that's why we were always very thankful that at the end of the day the tariffs only apply to products imported into the U.S. from Mexico, but not actually made in Mexico.
Okay.
So we at the end of the day it was more paperwork just to prove. I mean, we had to prove and compliance with CBP to show them okay, this is all the process to make the boots, and this is all the products that we use. They are made in Mexico. It's not like we are importing from China or from
I got it. So that's what they're worried about, importing from China and using that as a route to
yes. So that's what we were. That's why it was so we had to be proving that everything was done in house, because I mean our company is vertically integrated, so we do everything here: the skins, the tanning, the cutting, the making of the boots or the leather goods. So it was very important for us to have everything in place. So if because it's not a joke, if we miss on something, it was a 25% tariff. So at the end of the day, the customers, the end customer, everybody who goes to a store, they're not gonna be willing to pay an extra 25%, or it's not like we could absorb that margins.
Right.
So it had to be always matching.
Well, it's fascinating. We're learning more about drag racing tonight, but I love it. I really appreciate it. Do you guys work with local ranchers for the skins, or obviously not all just cow skins, obviously other types of skins, I guess, right?
No, we have farms. All of the skins we have is farms, and actually we have. It's funny because in racing there is a Pro Stock motorcycle guy that is called Jerry Sawa.
Yeah, we know Jerry. So he's the Gator guy?
Yeah, he supplies skins to us.
I love it.
So it's a small world at the end of the day. I mean, we never expected to meet him at the racetracks. So
is that right? So he was a supplier of your alligator skins before you knew him as a pro stock racer. Is that true?
Yes.
Wow. I love it. Jerry's been on the show a couple of years ago, and then of course we just had the guy who now owns his operation at purchased it here recently. That's unbelievable.
He's a great guy. I mean, when we're not speaking with him of business, we're speaking with him of racing.
Yeah, that's so great. Well, guys, let's go. What's the future plans? What do you guys hope to continue running Pro Stock? Any other thoughts for each, maybe split up the drivers, or what do you think?
Nah, I mean, we always try. At the end of the day, Pro Stock is our passion, but right now we're trying to focus at least to finish the season, and that. And actually, that's the way that we've done it since the last 5 years. I mean, we focus on finishing this year, and then we start to
thinking about the
next one. Because if we don't, I mean, I know that everybody should plan ahead and everything, but we try to, like I was telling you, we try to enjoy the moment. It's our passion, and we enjoy it. If it was for us, we would race for life.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we try to just go step by step.
Yeah. Well, you're doing it the right way. I mean, let me ask each of you, what was your favorite day at the racetrack? What do you think? Let's start with, well, I mean, whoever wants to go first, but like,
Well, I think for me it was Orlando. It was really funny because we went to that event just to test.
yeah,
We qualified on the last positions, 15 and 16, and David was also like right there, but on the top sportsman. So we were just like, okay, it's just testing. And then we came to round one. Of course, we won all three. So we got excited. Then round two, we won again. So we started getting really, really happy. And at the end of the day, we went to the finals. I raced against my brother on the final, and David went to the finals too. So it was like a really, really special moment.
that was amazing. Yeah, that's hard to beat. So you grabbed the good one first. Nice.
Yeah.
Let me extend the one comment because David was using one card that he used naturals.
Okay.
And they qualified 15 and 16 and suddenly start picking up every round because obviously we were way off of the window. So when it happens, I was carrying one of the bottles, the naturals bottles, with the guy that refilled for him because he went rounds all the way to the finals.
Right.
We did the naturals and they saw me with the naturals bottles and they say, no way, they were using naturals in the Pro Stocks. I was laughing and they went to inspect the cars.
Yeah.
We didn't realize that we were using the top sportsman David with the
Yeah.
natural bottles, and I make a joke to them. And they say, how you can be that you came from being number 16 and 15 to number 1 and 2? He said, guess what? They find out that they were very killer on the reaction times.
Yeah.
But also the setups. They were pushing and pushing and pushing
Right.
the setups. And they find out that they were completely off until they got into the window.
Right.
Boom. David lost the final because the track, they postponed the event to very late, and it was cold and
And
very
the air got too good. Mhm.
so when the naturals came in place and natural and I mean and nail it, it was all over the place against the wall. And I say, you know
Got
what, it don't worth the effort. That's
Yeah.
why otherwise he should win that because he
Yeah.
was there on the tree and also on the dial. And on the
Nice.
Pro Stocks, they were playing themselves. I mean, by thousands, they were start pushing themselves on who can react better, tuning and so on. So
I
that
love it.
just
Yeah.
extended the funny part of that weekend.
Yeah, that's great. Well,
Then
you
there
know,
was semifinal, Eric Anders, one of them, and Greg Anderson in the other
And the
one.
other one.
And both of
wow,
them lost against them.
unbelievable. That's
We
so
call
cool.
them customers, good customers.
Yeah. So so how was that ride whenever that nitrous kicked in on that dewy track?
Man, it was scary, to be honest. My
Yeah.
first year of racing, I had an accident, and that pass reminded me what I felt that day when I had the accident. So that got me a little bit scared, but also I was kind of sad because obviously I wanted to win the race.
Sure.
If others won the race, I was like, oh, it would be so cool if I also won the race.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end, it was a great moment for us. I mean, for the whole team. I was very happy that my brothers made it to the finals, and both of them. And I mean, I also made it to the finals. So every time
Yeah.
you go rounds, it's a great weekend.
No, that's amazing. And Fernando Jr., what do you think? Is that the same day? I guess it's a pretty hard day to beat.
Yeah, also that day was also pretty cool. I mean, also the first time that we did the 4 wide for us,
Yeah.
where NHRA let us do a quad of Cuadras. So that was pretty cool. I mean, because there is only 2 places on earth you can do like 4 wide. So we
Right.
were. I mean, I remember very well. It was like we were very nervous. I mean, because we were first crowd. Actually, I think I was not qualified yet, so I was the nerves of not being qualified and to make it like to do everything perfect, to be like to make it the perfect picture. I
Right.
mean, keep in the wall. It
Yeah,
was
you want them all together to go and,
yes. So it was a pretty memorable moment, and I mean, I enjoyed that weekend actually a lot because it was also the very first race for David in Pro Stock.
Yes.
We
Pro
went to
Tulsa.
the week before. We went to Tulsa to get his
Yeah.
Pro Stock license because actually we were there with Erica, Chase, Tim Freeman,
Right.
Mark Ingersoll. When we got his license in one day.
Yeah.
And well, in one day
Wow.
we got his license, and the next weekend we were making
Great. Yeah,
racing with him. And I think
That's awesome. You guys have to have 3 people sign off like the fuel cars? Did you?
The what?
Who signed? Three other drivers signed on your license. Do you have to have that signed?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, you have.
yes, too. To me, it was Jason Line and Greg Anderson in the team.
Nice.
For me, also Jason Line and Greg Anderson. And then
Awesome.
Mine was Erica and Tim Freeman, I think.
Yes.
Erica and Tim Freeman.
Yeah, Eric Anderson. Tim
Oh
Freeman.
man, awesome.
And in my father,
Yeah, what about you, Dad? Way back in the day.
in 2003, it was Jerry Hassan.
It was, I tell you the name, actually I run and I lost against him in Pomona, my first qualified Pomona. I think that's his name.
Doing a memory test. Well, while we're thinking about that, let me go to John and see if there's any final thoughts from our chat team out there.
Yes, hey, Thurkelson asked, who holds the best reaction time and fastest ET in miles per hour and wins?
You guys compare time slips?
She mentioned Fernando Sr., but I thought I'd give it to all of you.
I think Christian has the fastest. I think he has run a 649.
649.5.
Wow. Yeah, 649.5. I've gone 650 with a 0.
651.6, I think.
Man.
Yeah, probably the same.
Yeah, like 51 something.
Yeah.
The fastest reaction in eliminations, actually, the triple hold shot happens with Bob Orner first time, and Christian did it in Vegas. The triple hold shot and went to the final. He lost the final because the bolt that stopped the throttle body of the car broke.
Oh no!
The finish line on a dozen foot broke, and the car just knows that.
Yeah,
but he was ahead of Eric and everybody. He should won this one. And he was only double O's all 4 rounds. Double O's, double O's, double O's, double O's.
All right.
Yeah, we like to say, like always, when Christian is on his weekend, he is almost invisible because he's always double O's on a consistent double O. Rather than David and I, we're more on the conservative side. We're always I'm always trying to push 20.
Teens and 20s. Yeah,
teens and 20s.
Well, also, even any good bracket racer, you know, because a 409 is just a tenth away or a 100th away from, red light. It's
so that's why we always that was my mentality always. It's because that's what I did in when I was running top form in Mexico. I always try to be 20s because if something you roll in a little bit deep or you got the light faster, I mean, I always wanted to have a little bit of margin because I know that some people don't care losing on a red light, but to me, a red light is like, you wanna puke yourself when you see the red light. So that's why I always try to be. There is only 3 drivers. I try to be double O's, and in the Pro Stock car, you can adjust the linkage of the pedal to speed it up or slow it down. And I always try to be double O with Eric Anders, Jeggy, and Dallas. Why? Because I think, in my opinion, they are the best levers. So especially Dallas and Jeggy, because they are always like the best.
They're great. Well, see, the thing is, you guys are right there with them. I mean, anybody can run 40s, 50, 51 in NHRA Pro Stock. It's unbelievable, especially every time they keep changing things. Right, you're still on top.
Yeah, at the end of the season last year, NHRA did an average of reaction times in eliminations, and the 3 of us were in the top. I was number 2 on best reaction times. Dallas was ahead of me, and
I think I was 4.
Yeah,
on average.
So David becomes a hell of a good driver in Pro Stock, and he didn't know that, and we neither. So now let me tell you, Kyle, the guy that is making the engines for the shop, he's in love with him, and they work together. He becomes his crew chief member, number 1 priority. So he's doing and doing the things together with, I call him with all my respect to Hawaii, Anthony. Anthony is from Hawaii, actually. He's doing the phenomenal job with him because he's very systematic, very unique. He's a very cold blood.
Right.
But so he cheat the same and reaction the same. He tried to push the reactions. So when he pushes it, he does, but he pushes only once in a while, not to everybody. So
use it when you need it.
That's a good news for all 3.
That's fantastic, Dad. You must be so proud. Let me let's check in one more time, John. That I know we did that question. Anybody else with a thought?
I had a question, but I don't know if it's already been asked
Well,
because I pay more attention to the chat board than I do to the interview. I'm sorry about that.
well, come
Are you
on.
guys are you guys planning to race at the U.S. Nationals this year?
Yes.
Yes, we will be there.
You'll be there?
Yes.
Great. We'll be rooting for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, guys and gals on the chat. So couple things. So where can they see you next? Is that going to be, it's probably not your next event, or is it?
Brainerd, Minnesota.
Brainerd, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was telling you, the plans change every. Even Chase hate us this year because like we told him like, hey, we're not going to this race. The next week, hey Chase, we can go to this race. So it changes a lot as we go. But right now the next race is Brainerd and Indy that we have fully confirmed.
Fantastic. Well, that's awesome. And so with that, where can they find you online? Where can folks follow along with the Cuadra Boys?
So on Instagram, you can find us like the Cuadra Boys, also on Facebook. And then on internet, you can look our brands. It's Corral. You can also look for Cuadra.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks.
But we don't get involved in politics now. You know that situation, and I got what they are doing. It's just it's changing from time to time. So the next review is August the 1st, and we are cross fingers that everything will be okay. And it's just pray for the good, because it's not that simple to live on like a maybe's commentary for something is gonna change, so this and that. That's what they need all three. They all three work full time because they own now the companies.
Right.
Now they having in their shoulders the responsibility of several hundreds of people here and thousands in 27 countries. So that's a lot of responsibility that they have. And it's not mean looking for sponsors. Number one, if you want to cut friends, ask him to be sponsored.
Yeah, sure.
They don't answer the phone anymore.
Yeah.
So I told them, just self-funding. You need to build your own money to be able to raise, because that's another completely different job. Knocking the door and asking for help.
Yeah.
And today I'm not successful. I can do whatever you want, but asking for money and asking the favor to be sponsored, forget it. It's one of my failures, big one.
Me too. I mean, this would be a much bigger website if I did. I've been always, I mean, well, plus I work full time too. So that's, I think the same thing, right? I had a chance a long time ago to go drag racing only with edit a NHRA magazine, but I'm an IT guy. That's what I do during the day.
Well, the guy that is not next to us, he was joining us because he designed and performed all the retail stores for Cuadra, including Las Vegas, all 3 stores, including all 69 stores in Mexico.
Wow.
But also he's performing right now the garage for my kids, that they are making the garage for their cars. Let me put the face on it.
Beautiful. Yes, please.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So that's evil, not evil. That's it. Okay.
Evil Knievel.
That's the guy who makes the designs, architects, very successful guy. So that's the guys behind the retail stores and make things happen that the wow factor never give away.
Fantastic. Well, send us a link so we can send folks your way. We'll put it into the chat.
Thank you.
Let folks know how they can find you.
We'll send you.
And guys, thank you so much. This has been unbelievable. I really appreciate you all coming out. I know how busy you are, and you got those gigantic enterprise to run. And I wish you the very best of luck in the future, no matter what you do. I'd love to check in with you again. We'll keep in contact and just have an awesome remainder of the summer. And we'll see you down at Brainerd in Indy, I guess. We'll be cheering you on.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate all of it.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cuadra family. Adios, gentlemen.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right, let's say farewell to the Cuadras. Oh my God, it was amazing. And John, let me turn it over to you, sir, for this week's JB's Take. Take it away.
Thanks, Bill. My pick for Racers of the Week are Pat and Phyllis Doherty from Galveston, Texas. My cousin Phyllis and Pat were married for 58 years until Pat passed away last year. I went to their wedding in 1966. It was beautiful, and it was the first wedding I ever attended. They left in Pat's black 65 GTO, which was a gorgeous street machine. Pat ran Doherty's Exxon station on Seawall Boulevard in Galveston. It was a family business, and he was very successful until he retired and sold the business. Now, during his time at the Exxon station, he went into a partnership with our friend Nick Canton. They built and raced a fuel altered for a few years before they decided to acquire Billy Bunch's Islander funny car, which they renamed the Beach Bandit in 1971. It was an old school flopper. It was a 71 Camaro body, a Don Hardy chassis, and a cast iron big block supercharged Chevy engine on nitro. They raced all over Texas with this car and competed in IHRA events as well as match races. Their finest moment was at the AHRA Summer Nationals in Green Valley, where they were runner-up to Gene Snow. And as I recall, around that time, just about everybody was runner-up to Gene Snow. I stayed up all night with Pat in 1978 when we were at my cousin Carol's wedding. Throughout the course of that night, Pat told me the entire story of the Beach Bandit, including a detailed technical analysis of the entire car. It was an enlightening experience for me. I didn't know what all went into one of those cars, but the way Pat described the history of the car, it was also the story of the best times of his life. Pat and Phyllis had to let it go after their house burned down a few years later. They rebuilt and lived there until this day. Pat, it was an honor and a pleasure to know you. You were great. You were a great family member, a great family man, and everybody who knew you loved you. Race on in heaven. Well, we had to go into quarantine here. At Kyle's birthday party Saturday night, we were exposed to Dusty, who has tested positive for COVID. Kyle had the most interaction with Dusty, but Debbie and I both hugged him. So Debbie is setting us up to get tested in the next couple of days. Kyle definitely needs to get tested if he hasn't already. He was with Dusty the whole time. And I put all of my personal activities with the band and my friends on standby until we're clear. Kyle said he feels fine, and so do I and Debbie. But from what I've read, COVID takes a few days to show up. And if you've been exposed, so I'm playing it safe. And I'm keeping an eye on Kyle and Debbie. Nick is in the African jungle for a couple of weeks, so I expect he'll be okay for him to come home in early August. It's always something, isn't it? Everybody stay safe and well. You are the most important part of this show, and we love you all. It's a great way to spend an hour together on a Monday night. And we'll see you all next time. God bless America. Back to you, Bill.
Thank you, John, and hope you guys all do well and get well and stay well. Don't want to had that a few times, 4 or 5 years ago. We don't want that in your house. So
I'm sure we'll be okay. We're just playing it safe, you know.
yeah, that sounds good. Well, thank you, sir. Let's do a special notice. We had such a great event at NHRA yesterday. I wanted to highlight. We are the numbers website. So wanted to say congrats to all for the big wins and the massive numbers that were run there. But of course, Brittany Force, the fastest speed in NHRA history at 341.85 miles an hour. Congrats to Brittany, taking it back to the top fuel teams, away from the funny cars one more time. So who's going to come and go 342 from the floppers and leapfrog back over the funny cars or back over the top fuel cars? But congrats to all the winners and an awesome event. And lots of fun to follow along. Let's go on to upcoming guests. Once again, thanks to Miss Kay and to Pete Moriello. We have some great folks coming up next Monday night, July 28th. Matt Stutzman, aka the Armless Archer, who also does some drag racing. A young man who says nothing's going to stop me, and I can't wait to talk to him about both his archery, at which he excels, and his drag racing. And it's just a fascinating character, and looking forward to having Matt on the show. On August 4th, top alcohol funny car racer Matty Gordon, the second generation racer, making a lot of waves. And by the way, I think they're just doing really, really well on the tour this year. On the 11th, folks, I'm off for a family vacation. So I hope you had a great vacation at some point this summer, at least, are taking it easy. And on the 18th, we are going to have Jim Brewer, the legendary Peacemaker wheel standard driver out of Cleveland, one of the greats for about 50 years, entertaining the crowds. On August 25th, still looking for someone there, but on September 1st, we are off for Labor Day. On the 8th of September, Johnny West, the legendary funny car racer. And on the 15th, I'm announcing this for the first time. I have a work event that's going to prevent me from doing the show on Monday night, the 15th. So I'll be downtown in Washington, D.C., doing some stuff for my day job. On the 22nd of September, Chico Kodama from Moon Eyes, the legend, is going to talk to us about drag racing with those big yellow and white eyes. Is their famous logo, plus a lot of great land speed record stuff. And then, man, we're almost into October. Can you believe it? But lots of great stuff. Thank you to Kay. And what is the date? There's a date for this person that Pete Mariello got us. I do not have that on my calendar, but it's either the 25th of August or it's the 29th of September. One or the other will get that locked in. That person's name escapes me now, and it just came to me that we have not listed him, so we'll get him announced next week. Let's go on to those we lost, and I'm sure, by the way, Pete, if you're listening, or Kay, drop John a note on the chat there, and we'll mention that racer's name. But those we lost, folks, a lot of great sportsman racers leaving us this last couple of weeks. Gerald Nivens raced a pickup trucks in stock eliminator, very popular. We missed Gerald a couple of weeks ago. He passed away on June 27th. Farewell to Gerald. Great legendary racer Jimmy Weibel raced everything from 57 Chevys to just about everything else in stock eliminator. He passed away on July 15th. Willie DeVore, a very famous sportsman racer, raced super stock with Olds Cutlasses and Camaros. Willie passed away also on the 15th. And on the 17th of July, Tom Noland, 2009 Indy class champion in super stock and many other wins. Farewell to Tom. And then finally, Bill Edelis, racer that Brett Kepner weighed in and said what a great guy Bill was. But Bill Edelis passing away also on the 17th of July. He ran an RA 470 GTO Superstocker. A man after my own heart. I had something that looked similar. And I saw a picture of his car. I was like, oh my gosh, that's my old machine. Well, mine was never that fast, and I didn't make the impact that Bill did. So farewell to Mr. Nivens, Weibel, DeVore, Noland, and Edelis. Appreciate the thrills over the years, guys, and of course our condolences to your family and friends. And before we do a final wrap, let me go back to John really quick. John, what can you tell me about tonight's show, sir?
It was a wonderful time with the Cuadra boys. They're great people and great drag racers. I think it was a stroke of genius for Fernando Sr. to put this team together. And these guys they're a united front, and we're lucky to have them in the sport.
You bet.
They're a top-notch team, and I'm very happy for them. And I'll be rooting for them at the U.S. Nationals.
Yeah. Well, I love it too, because and by the way, thanks to or congratulations to Alexis, who was on our show recently. She did great yesterday, going to the semis, and
yes, she did.
Ida, put up a hell of a fight in the first round. I mean, everybody was throwing haymakers, and she went over 330, and she went in the low 370s and just lost out.
Yeah.
So. But I loved learning more about the Cuadra. I love that Fernando Sr. Raised these guys. That they're basically running the company now, which is amazing. taught them how to set the budgets for their racing seasons, and they had to work within their own respective budgets. They had to learn every piece and part of the car. That's fantastic. And it's just what a great example.
Well, listening to him talk, he reminded me of my uncle Richard Bazanella, that I grew up with in Galveston, and he was the Bolivian consulate in Galveston, and they had virtually the same voice. I'm sitting here thinking, well, I'm listening to Uncle Dick here, And by the way, Maddie Gordon won that race yesterday.
I felt like I thought she did, but I didn't want to overstep. So thank you for letting me know. Congrats to Maddie. So we'll have her on shortly in a couple of weeks to talk about that.
Looking forward to that. And isn't Matt Stutzman's coming on next week? Am I right about
he
that?
is. And I don't know if Pete or Kay are on to give us the name of the other gentleman. The guy built his own. Again, it's a second week. We talked about this last week, but I didn't have his name written down.
Oh yeah, the guy in I believe he's in September, or the 22nd, will be Ken Younggreen.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's not the date, because it's Chico Kodama's on the 22nd. So it's either August 25th or September 29th. But what is the guy's name again? I'm sorry, the racer?
His name is Ken Younggreen, and there's one graphic I haven't finished because there's so many images to put in it, and that's Johnny West. I mean, that guy's got as many hot rods as Don Garlett's had, man. It's amazing.
So Mr. Younggreen, yeah, the guy who self-built his dragster, including the motor, and took it out of what is it? The big Mopar supercar. What's the name of those things?
The Viper.
A Viper, yeah, Viper motor dragster. So we will get him on, but we need to get him on our list, which I did check before we got on, but he wasn't in my paperwork.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I chatted with him.
Awesome. Well, now we have Mr. Younggreen down. Now we just have to nail down what the date is. So we'll be bringing him to you soon, as well as everybody else. So thank you, John. So let's do a final wrap here. We want to thank the Cuadra family. They were fantastic. Really had a great time talking to him. John Bachman, of course, my brother, Kay Turkelson, Pete Moriello, Rob McCabe, who's doing, man, he was telling me this week he is cranking because there's like 5 races a weekend and he is trying to get into the drag lists. Mel Bashore, thank you, sir. Ron Toombs and John Mernon II putting up some great photos. And thanks, of course, in heaven to Danny White. Thank you, my brother. And thanks to Jeff Gilder of Zeus Digital Marketing, Racers Reunion Radio, and Wingding Media. Again, click the like and share down below, the little thumbs up. And if you go down to the little drag list icon there, the square, that is our way that you can subscribe to the channel. So please do. And yeah, some cool stuff up on Draglist. A lot of great David Oakes photos and lots of other good stuff. So check us out. And then finally, we'll see you next Monday night, July 28th. Can you believe it, folks? We are coming to the end of July already. But Matt Stutzman will be joining us then. And the Armless Archer is going to be in the house. Looking forward to checking in with Matt. Until then, my name's Bill. On behalf of John, Kay, and the rest of the gang, we'll see you next week. Have an awesome